tells us the power of an arts degree, that someone with an MA in English became one of the most powerful women in corporate Canada.
Eileen was one of the first women that I know who basically declared their hand and said, I am going to become a professional director. That's my career path. And she smashed that glass ceiling.
Well, I was actually born in Toronto. My mother was an operating room nurse at the Toronto General Hospital, and my dad was a mounted policeman. He was a tough guy, very black and white, right and wrong, disciplinarian. Neither of my parents went to university, so I was first generation university goer, but they were absolutely determined. In second year, I got interested in Old English. It was just because the subject matter fascinated me, and it was like a foreign language, and I like foreign languages.
Old English is such a complex and...
Ladies and gentlemen, Eileen Hurston.
I can no longer do this without glasses. So thank you, Madam President. Thank you to the Alumni Association Executive. Thank you to everyone who was involved in my nomination, and congratulations to all of the other award winners. This is truly a wonderful award and a very humbling experience. You would have seen Dean Leslie Cormack was one of my nominators. She was in the video. And as I thought about it, I thought, you know, one of the things about being an arts grad in today's world is it's hard to persuade kids to go into arts anymore. And I think that they need to see that it isn't the end of the world. It's possible to do other things from there, and that background is hugely invigorating and enlivening, and something that I think everybody should have the opportunity to do before they pick out the special thing that they're going to do with the rest of their lives. I arrived at the U of A in September of 1968. A very green 21-year-old, and I was given the chance very quickly to do two things. I came out to work with a wonderful man, Dr. Frank Bessai, who was the Old English specialist, and do my master's thesis with him. And the other thing, of course, as I indicated, was I was given a class of freshmen in what they affectionately call here terminal English, or they certainly did in those days, for students who were not in arts, and at 9 o'clock 2 or 3 times a week, they were with me whether they wanted to be or not, and mostly they didn't. So after that, I don't think I was ever afraid to get up again in front of people. I was never afraid to argue my case, whether I knew what I was talking about or not. Dr. Bessai arrived into class in the first week of January and delivered the devastating news to those of us in the Old English class that he was suffering from a brain tumor. And so the race was on. I had thought that I would have 2 years to finish a master's degree, and it turned out that if I wanted to do it with him, which I did, and if he wanted to finish with me, which he did, we would have to race against the clock. And in June, I think it was the last week of June in 1969, he helped me to defend my thesis, and he died in October. It was one of those things that you never forget. He was a wonderful person and was one of my inspirations here at the university. It's one of the things too that I have to acknowledge, because some of my wonderful cousins are here tonight. When I arrived in Alberta, there was family here. I had never lived in the West, although both of my parents, my mother was from Saskatchewan, my father was an Irish immigrant who came to Edmonton in the 1929, of all the inauspicious years to arrive anywhere. And there were cousins here and aunts and uncles here who kept me from being lonely, kept me from being homesick. And even though I was only here for 2 years, that was a very important part of my life. So when I look at what I learned here and what I learned from that arts education, one of the most important things was that I think I learned virtually all of my critical and analytical skills when I was an art student. Sure, I honed them in particular places when I did my MBA, but I think that the real fundamental underpinnings of what I was able to accomplish in the business world were actually learned in my arts courses. So I just want to be sure that people don't give up on that kind of education and know that a right-angle turn is not that difficult to do. It's really possible. And my dad, whom I talk about there as being a hard disciplinarian, used to tell me that there was no right without a parallel duty, no high destiny without perseverance, and no real greatness without self-denial. And I think I learned a little bit of all of those things here. So thank you very much.
Evening to celebrate the achievements of our extraordinary alumni. They have